By the 1270s, Kublai Khan had done what few thought possible. He'd conquered China, founded the Yuan dynasty, and controlled the largest contiguous land empire the world had ever seen. Naturally, he looked across the water at Japan, a comparatively small island nation, and figured it would be a quick addition to the collection. Japan, it turned out, had other plans, and so, unexpectedly, did the weather. The first invasion came in 1274. Kublai sent a fleet of roughly 900 ships and somewhere around 30,000 Mongol, Chinese, and Korean troops toward Kyushu. Japanese samurai, more accustomed to individual duels and honor-bound combat, were badly rattled by Mongol tactics. Coordinated group formations exploding gunpowder bombs, and short, powerful composite bows fired in devastating volleys. It wasn't a fair fight, and Japan knew it. Then, conveniently, a massive storm rolled in and forced the Mongol fleet to retreat before they could establish a real foothold. Crisis averted, mostly by meteorology. Kublai, unbothered, tried again in 1281, this time bringing an absolutely staggering force. Estimates suggest somewhere between 4,000 ships and 140,000 troops, combining fleets from both Korea and southern China. By any reasonable standard, this should have been overwhelming. The Japanese, however, had spent the intervening 7 years building defensive stone walls along likely landing points and preparing smaller, faster boats for night raids against the anchored Mongol fleet. They held the coastline for weeks in brutal fighting. Then, almost unbelievably, it happened again. A massive typhoon struck the Mongol fleet, destroying a huge portion of the ships and drowning tens of thousands of troops. The Japanese called it kamikaze, divine wind, convinced the gods themselves had intervened to protect the nation. Whether it was genuine divine intervention or simply Japan's unfortunate geographic luck meeting the Pacific typhoon season, the result was the same. 2 enormous Mongol invasion forces, defeated as much by nature as by Japanese resistance. Kublai reportedly considered a third invasion, but never followed through, distracted by rebellions elsewhere in his empire and the sheer cost of the previous failures. Japan remained one of the few regions the otherwise unstoppable Mongol war machine simply couldn't crack. The cultural impact outlasted the battles themselves. The kamikaze legend became deeply embedded in Japanese identity, later tragically repurposed in the 20th century as the name for World War II suicide pilots, invoking that same idea of desperate providential defense. Centuries earlier, though, it simply meant something rarer in Mongol history. A wall the empire couldn't knock down, guarded by samurai steel and, apparently, some remarkably well-timed weather.